Hi friends, this is Maureen with His Gross Designs. Welcome to my channel. I am so happy you're here. Hope you enjoyed today's craft. Alright, let's begin the project. For this project, we're going to be using this leaf. It's a wooden leaf that I purchased at Dollar Tree. Now this is the front side of the right side up to this leaf, wooden leaf. However, we're going to flip it over and we're going to use the back side of it. And the plan is to make an angel out of this little leaf. So we're going to separate or divide the leaf into the wings of the angel as well as the body. Now I'm going to be taking my my Sharpie, and that is so that you may be able to see. I'm going to be creating or writing down or drawing out some scrolls that are terrible, if I have to say. They're awful scrolls. I'm sure you could do much better than I could. But I'm also going to be outlining the wing of this angel by just taking my hot glue and creating kind of like a little margin to where the wing of the angel is going to end, or just around the perimeter of the wing. And as you can see, I also created the same thing, the same perimeter or margin on what will be his body. So now I'm going to be pouring two different colors of paint. One is going to be, the lighter color is going to be for the wings, and the little darker color, which is a little more the beige tone, will be for the body of the angel. And as I begin painting the wings, now you could see the raised parts that we created with the hot glue, which are the scroll pattern. That was pretty bad scroll pattern, but anyways. And once this all gets painted, we're going to be working on what will be his head and face. And for the shape of the head, I'm using a wooden ring. I did purchase this at the Dollar Tree. And for the face, I cut out a circular shape out of cardboard. And at first, my intention was to only paint the face part in that lighter white color, but then I changed my mind and I went ahead, and after I glued the ring onto the cardboard, I realized that it would be best if I just painted the whole thing in one color. And that will now match the color of the angel's body. And now I did not want to put a napkin or any decoupage image onto the body of the angel. Instead, I wanted to give it a nice big, kind of like a rag bow, or just lots of ribbons just dangling and flowing down to create kind of like his gown for the angel. And now you see me just ripping out or cutting out different pieces of fabric. I also use some ribbon and as well as lace, just different types. But as you could see, they're all about similar shades of beige and grays and whites, just to give it a nice uniformity in color, but at the same time beautiful, just different types of textures as well. And friends, let me take this quick time to thank you for watching my content. And if you do like this kind of content, I will appreciate if you could just give it a thumbs up or like. That way I could know that this is that you like this kind of content, and it gives me a huge encouragement to know that you guys are there and that you're liking this kind of content. But if you are not subscribed, you are not following my channel yet, I will encourage you to just go ahead and follow that subscribe button, so that way you could get notified whenever I post a new video. Unfortunately, I'm not posting regularly yet. Life has not quite settled to be able to put a schedule on my postings, but Lord willing, that is in prayer. Hopefully that will be coming soon. And now let's get back to crafting. So I hope you get to use or could create this little angel. It is so darling. So as you could see, I gather all these ribbons and fabrics and laces, and I'm going to be creating what will be his gown right down the middle. But before we get to do that, I'm going to be taking some rub and buff, and I'm going to be buffing or highlighting the scrolls that we created with hot glue. Now that is all going to come to life, and hopefully he will not look as hideous as he did at the beginning. The rubber buff color that I'm using is Grecian Gold. I also realized I did not give you the colors of the angel body and wings. I did use just regular Snow White for the wings and Beachcomber for the body. Now these colors are from Apple Barrel, and the rough and buff will be the color Grecian Gold. Now, I was trying to be very careful to only hit the raised parts of the angel, which is the outline that we created with the hot glue as well as the scroll patterns that we did on the wings. Only that is being highlighted with Grecian Gold rough and buff. So that way, it's going to create kind of like a nice pattern on the wings. So that's just the only part that is getting the rub and buff. By the way, I also wanted to let you know that if you prior to this you also saw me kind of rubbing a little something on the wings, and that was just a little bit of glaze that I did give it on the wings prior to that. So I will link that or write that down. The it's kind of champagne color glaze that I put a little bit on the body of, I'm sorry, on the wings of the angel. And now, without further ado, let's tie up all of these ribbons and go ahead and hot glue them onto the neck of the angel. So that will be creating the gown for this beautiful angel. And friends, that looks just so beautiful. However, we're going to use some greenery, some snow flocked greenery to put on there in the center. And as well, we're going to be finishing it up by using a little brooch to just bring a little glam onto our sweet little angel. And last but not least, every angel deserves its halo. So we're going to be working on that up next. And now the halo, I'm creating it from scratch. All I'm using is just a little greenery, one of those picks from the Dollar Tree. Don't even know what it's called. But anyways, and then I went ahead and just tied it together, and then I'm using some gold ribbon to kind of wrap around that and measure it to size, and that creates its sweet little halo. I'm creating with using the same ribbon. I'm going to be creating a loop that is going to be hot glued onto the back of this. That way it could be used as both an ornament, or it could just be hanged somewhere to a wreath, or however you want to use it. But I think that is darling. Look how cute this is.